Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 59 of my RPG Maker series. Last time, I started working on the skill shrines, skill tests, and then kind of got distracted working on the fight at the end of the shrine. This time, I'm just going to cover the tests themselves. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't get sidetracked, don't get distracted. Let's go. Okay, I expanded on the switch pattern puzzle. I'm still not sure if that's how I want to do it. Looking at other games and how they do their version, I wanted to do a pattern on the floor. Something unique to this game, something unique to the lore, the history. But most games seem to just make it a block, like a 4x4 or less. I'm really not sure which is. I'm not sure which way will work better. Oh, let me put it a different way. Let me put that statement a different way. I know which way will work better. I don't know if the way I want to do it will work. It's going to take some testing. But this is the idea. You have one that starts unpressed on both sides. Maybe a third. I don't know. That might get a little tedious, having three separate pictures. But you start with one and then work your way until they're all pressed. When you step on one, the adjacent switches depress or switch their position, polarity, their whether they're up or down. There's a word I don't remember. Anyways, that's how that works. I step on this one, these ones around it pop up, and you have to try to get them all down. I guess I could start with all of them up, but I think that makes things easier, actually. So that's that one. Once it's finished, this wall opens up, and then you move on to the next one. This one will have the slidey floor. As soon as they step on this, they slide and hit this pillar and stop. So I'm thinking, the room with these, I think you want to be able to see the exit. That's part of the design to help the player plan out how to get to the end. If I make the room too big where they can't see the exit, then the first portion of the sliding puzzle, they're just blindly groping, trying to figure out how to get to the end. If they can see it, they can plan it out. And that's what I want to allow them to happen. So the room can't be too big, even though I would like it to be larger. This might still be too large. I might be able to add a few rows and still keep it fairly self-contained. I don't know. Again, more testing is going to be needed. But what I need to do is add an event where the player moves in a direction when they step on a tile. I'm going to try to do that here. I'm not sure if it's going to work. It's just set movement route, right? This event, set movement route, and I think it's just 2, right? Move right 2. Skip if cannot move, repeat movements, wait for completion, and I could do other stuff too. I could have an animation trail of like snow behind them as they move. I can do all kinds of stupid, silly stuff if I make the entire floor an event or events for each square, tile, portion, step, whatever. Then the holes here, I want if the player falls into them or makes contact with them, they land back here. So I want transfer to be right here. Direction retain, sure. Yeah, and then just do that for every hole. I think maybe they should lose some health too. Just because it will make the fight with the person before the crystal of skill more difficult if they continuously mess up before they get there. They'll have low health and they might have to heal, and that'll use some resources. It's not a major way of weakening the player, but it does penalize people who try to brute force it, or people who just aren't good at it. And that's the whole point of the skill shrine, is if you're not good at it, you don't get to advance. From there, I had something a little more simple, and I'm not quite sure if I want to keep this one, but I'm going to have like a maze of broken tiles that they have to walk through. Again, going back down to the sliding puzzle, you want to be able to see the exit, and originally I had the exit in the middle, so it was I wanted to plan out something where the player had to move around the room to get up here. And I think I'm going to go back to that because I don't like having the exit all the way back here. I guess what I could do is have the player move in a zigzag pattern until they make it. But the only thing stopping me from putting it in the middle is that it would start in the middle for this maze, which makes the back half of the room almost pointless. Unless I want to wrap it around, which I don't want to do. I'm not even sure if I want to do this. Part of what I wanted to do for the Shrine of Faith was have a floor like this with invisible walls that the player had to walk through, and this feels too similar to that. These floors were designed to open up and drop the player, sort of like over here, but I just don't know if I want to do it. It might get removed at some point in the future. I'm not sure. This room here was something I was debating whether or not to do. I wanted pattern switches, where if you push this button, this one pops. If you push this button, another one pops. You have to find which one unpops the blue, and then I would also have red and yellow switches. And once you get the pattern down, the door opens up. I'm not sure if I want to keep that or change the puzzle. I'm not sure. It's very similar to this one down here, right? Very similar. The twist being that there would be multiple switches that you could push, which would lead you down a tree that was wrong or lead you through the right set to get the door open. It's very similar to this one, and I'm not sure if I want to keep it. The other way I could play this out is make it a timed puzzle. Once you hit the first switch and set it to go, you only have X amount of time to get the correct sequence of buttons, or just get all the buttons that are real. I guess I could have some decoys in here. You have to get all the real ones before time runs out to open the door. That's a possibility. I'm not sure how I want to do that, or which one I want to go with. I could go with both if I phase this one out, but I don't know. I have another idea for a puzzle that's less push the button and more something else. But anyways, moving on to the one right before the end, I wanted kind of a maze where the player had to push these black balls onto the switch to get the door open. I was going to have multiple switches and multiple balls, not just this one. But this is how I started planning it out. I wanted there to be some dead ends or something like this where the player would walk up to it and not be able to use it. If the player came in this way and pushed the ball this way, he would get stuck. So I need a I need a way to reset in case the player messes themselves up, gets themselves stuck in a corner. What I'm thinking is that I'll have a lever, and if I'm going to do that, actually, hold on. I was thinking of a wall switch, but if I have a lever... Actually, if I have a lever right here in the corner, the player can't walk over. That would force them to walk this direction and come down here. Yeah, I might do that because I didn't want to put like just a thing, a block there to keep the player from walking down. I wanted this to be the start of the maze. But putting a switch there instead to block them. Yeah, I think I'll do that instead. So let me get the switch, and we'll do in the middle, just to begin with. I'll probably have it set to one side or the other, but for now, there will be a... When the player wants to touch it, let me actually put that in. When the player wants to touch it, there will be a text message: reset the puzzle. Yes, no. Nope, not reset. Reset the... I don't need that capitalized. Reset the puzzle. Yes, no. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Yes, no. Conditional branch. Huh. I think it's conditional branch. Yes, no? Do I have that option? Which one was the... Oh, yeah, it's just create else branch. Switch. Well, I'll have to set a switch up, won't I? No. I'm going to have to set up a switch. Well, that's what the skill test is. Let's do... Let's see. First room, second room, third room, fourth room, fifth room. Okay. Let's do ball pushing. I don't know. I just... for whatever. So the ball pushing is on. Else, leave it alone. If ball pushing is on, reset the room. I'll worry about that later. That's just to set this event up. I'll probably have to tie each of these orbs to the switch, to the switch event. So if I use it, they easily get reset. Actually, can I do that? I have to give them a name, don't I? Orb A? I'm going to do 1. Orb 1. Let's see if I can't tie that to... I need to reset the event, don't I? Or return the event to its original starting point. Can I do that? Set movement route of... Where'd you go? Orb 1. Did I not? Ugh. Room switch A, room switch A. Oh, orb 1 right there. That's okay. It blended in. I'm sorry. I guess I would just return it to its spot, right? But the problem is I don't know how the player moves it before they hit the switch. That. All right, cancel, because I don't want to mess that up. That's a problem, because what if the player comes in here and pushes it over to this opening, but not all the way onto this switch, abandons it, and then comes up here and hits the switch? That's a lot different than if they pushed it into the corner here and they need to push the... I can anticipate one, but the other one... So the other one, they could still come back and push it onto the switch. No big deal. No loss. So that is a problem. I'm going to need to figure out... I might need a variable, actually. That might help me better. Let me see if I can't find... Nah, that's the wrong thing. Let me see if I can't find a good variable to use instead. Control variables. Oh, like yeah, okay. Operate a range, and then I just identify the range. So it operate all variables found between two specified numbers. So if I number each orb on here, then let's say I get cruel and decide to do 8, right? Then I can just have the switch activate all of them. And can I move them? Oh, yeah. Yeah, map ID. I can just send them back. I think I can just use this to send them back to where they originally start from. Okay. All right. Else leave it alone. And that might work. I'm not saying it will. I require further testing, but it's definitely a possibility. Reset ball switch. Come on. There we go. All right. So at least it's named. When I look at the list of events, I know where it is. I also need to name this one. Every switch in here needs to be named. All right. So then once you get the door open, you come down here and you get into the fight that I said earlier. I actually need... Well, I need some text and everything, but I also need battle processing for the fight. Where are you? Battle processing. There we are. And then I just need to find the succubus somewhere. Somewhere in here. Can't believe I don't... Did I put her down here? I did. Okay. Down at the bottom. Can escape, can lose. I'm going to put that there, but you can't escape once you get into a fight with her. If you win, we'll say... exit event processing. No, because I want some text to go through on the event before. If you win, we'll just go through the text. Let's see. What would... Which one of the four would respond to being fought? Before they get to the crystal, I want an event where they discuss amongst each other how easy it was to get through this thing and why nobody has done it before them. And then all four of them together say something like, you think it's an ambush? Oh, most definitely. And then they walk into it. So when it's over and they've defeated the succubus, what are they going to say? Let's have... I think Elizabeth will say... What was the command to get? It was N, and then color was 4 for her, right? No, 3, because Solomon is 4. I'll suss it out later. After the fight, I'll suss it out later. Maybe even this episode. If they lose, it's game over, right? And then end. Okay. This will be Skill Shrine fight, because there's only one fight in the Skill Shrine. Should be simple to keep track of. And I really want a better picture for the succubus. I just don't know. Let me see here. Enemy. And then find her. Nope. She's got pink hair and nasty looking yellow skin. So can I make a succubus that looks like that? Let's see here. I gotta let it load. Long hair. Oh, in the back. This one? Maybe. I could do pigtails. That might work. Something like that. maybe? Can I get pink hair? I can get pink hair. Okay. What about skin? I don't think I can get yellow, nasty-looking skin. I think white is probably the best I can do. Yeah, it doesn't look like yellow is an option in the base. In the base RPG Maker. I guess I could do that. That's pretty disturbing, right? Or I could go, ugh, that's a little too much pink. Wow. I could also go super pale, I suppose. I could go super pale. I like this one better. It's just kind of like a chalky feel to it. Much different. But I'm not happy with the... Wow, I could do the subcolor. What color... color would be good? Maybe I should change the clothing before I change... I don't know. I want it to look... I want it to look a little disturbing. Like unnatural. Like these aren't... That might work. That color green. Kind of an aquamarine, I think. Yeah, okay. Eyes. No. There should be more malice in it. I don't know. Those eyes I think I'm using on the vampire lady. Yeah, definitely. Okay, and then it'll be red for sure. Let's try mouth. I got a couple of vampire teeth, but I don't want to use those. That'll work. I guess. I kind of want something like that, where she's like kind of smirk smiling. But I guess that'll work. That's more of a monster mouth. Nose and eyebrows I don't really think matter. If I can give her something unnatural like that, or it's just not something a human would have. The eyebrows really make... Yeah, the eyebrows really make the expression, but I don't see a good angry. I don't see a good angry variation here. That's more like, I'm sorry. That's not angry enough. That's surprise or not what I'm looking for. I guess that's the best I can do. I wish they would give me more options. All right, well, facial mark. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna use that for a different character. That's Sagacious Lee gets that, so maybe not. Maybe no marking at all. Yeah, maybe no marking at all. All right, beast ears. Oh man, if I had maybe the cat ears, but if I didn't have the flowers, that would work better. I want horns for her. Can I get some horns? A tail? I don't think... Nah, I'm not going to give... It's too much like beast creature. Okay, here we go. Give her some bat wings and color them up. Yellow? No. No. What color? I gotta look at this succubus again. Okay. That sucks. I need to look at the succubus again. What color were her wings on the boss picture? I guess it doesn't... it does matter to me if they match or not. Don't say that. It doesn't matter. And it does. I guess I could go with green. That's pretty garish. Pretty gross. I do like the purple. I think maybe I like the green because of the clothing. So let's try and change that up. Yeah, some of these just aren't going to work. A bathing suit in her underwear? That actually might work. Yeah, yeah, I'll do that. But let's change the color of the bathing suit. Something more noticeable, I think. Light blue? I mean, it pops on the skin, right? You can definitely tell she's wearing a bathing suit if I put it light blue. Yeah, all right, we'll do that color. There's a sub color? Oh, it's just the bottom of her feet. No, that doesn't matter. Cloak, we're not going to use if she's wearing a bathing suit. Still not. Okay, so back to the wings now that I have the clothes. I'm going to go with purple for now. That's all right. Accessory. I don't think any of these are going to work. Maybe an earring. All right. So then I guess I just change the image to what we're using. Monster 2. Put this one for now. Apply. And then look at what she looks like. Yeah, her wings are black. It's okay. The skin didn't match either. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset. You're upset. So then they come in, they touch the crystal, they get 4 new ability, well, 3 new classes, really, because Joan doesn't get anything from this one. And then they leave. I'm debating whether or not to have a tunnel that goes right back to the entrance, or stairs that lead out. Or just get teleported directly out. That's an option too. I don't know. If they're standing here, they should be safe. If they try to step here, no. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? All right, if they step here, they get moved against their will against this pillar. Okay. If they step here, they go sliding this way. If they step here, they go sliding down this way. But what happens if they want to slide back this way? This event pushes them right back here. That's not going to work. Oh, boy. I need to make this event not trigger every single time somebody moves across it, or trigger only when somebody's moving to the right and not coming back to the left. I also could just remove it. I could just remove it and make the floor regular, and then make this the first. Yeah, that's a much simpler solution. So when they step on this tile, they can walk back off of it or step back on it. I kind of wanted it just to be like a cute thing where they start moving before they even step into the room, but that does lead to that situation, so I'll just forget it. So, from this point, if they step here, they get moved towards the hull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So set movement route. Player. Yeah, why did I have it set? Oh, boy, that was an oversight. I'm glad I removed. Having the player move, not the event itself. Move them up 6. Okay, cool. And then they'll fall right into the hole and get teleported back here. If they move down, they go 2 spaces. So, player, move down 2, stop. Okay. Apply, good. Save. Great. So from here, I think I have it set up where they can go behind the pillar. I should. Let me see here. Dungeon. And I do not. I don't know if I want to or not. If I try to set up events on the tile behind the top of the pillar, I might accidentally... It might stop me from setting up events on the tile and put it on the pillar instead, and then that's no good. I have to put the event down before I put the pillar down, but that's no good. If I keep them from being able to walk behind the pillar, I shrink the amount of space I have in the room for the puzzle. Also, they have to be able to walk over it, so the hole in the ground. So I have to make it a circle. That's a toughie. I think I will allow it and then just work around it. So if they land here, then they step and they go sliding this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'll have to test it, so I might as well try it this way, see if it doesn't work. 3, 6, 7. All right. Well, I guess we can test that out and find out. Oh, it's got to be player touch. It's got to be player touch because otherwise it won't trigger. Why would anybody action button if they... Yeah, it's got to be player touch. Whoops, come on. Same with these over here. They've got to be player touch. Let's assume I'm starting with this one. Edit, player touch. Oh, good. I had the foresight and the... I had the intelligence to do that. Oh, that's why they're all cut. That's why they're all called... I have 3 different... Copy. Paste. I have 3 different events called switch A because I just copy pasted. Room switch, we'll say... Actually, I don't know. If I'm calling that A, this is B and C, D and E, F and G, H. It'll be H. Okay. And then, what about this one over here? I think to keep them separate, I should call this 1 through whatever. And I should start at the top, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Room switch 6. Okay. So, how do I do this? How do I do this? Let me save and think about this actually. If this one is pushed, I guess I could do an if and or, right? The conditional loops. I could set up a common event and then just apply the common event to each switch. I would just have to build the button rotation once and apply the event. Let me try that. Well, I'm going to need to make a common event, I guess. All right, cancel, back out. Common event. All right. Let's actually add 10 because I might need 4 more. All right. Name. Shrine. Pattern. Switches. Should be descriptive enough, right? Trigger. Which one does auto run or parallel? Which one does what I want it to do? Auto run? Auto run. If they step on it, it runs, right? I hope that's right. I really hope that's right. Floor buttons. I'm going to say buttons instead of switches because it'll help me keep it on track easier. Okay. It auto runs. What does it do? I'm going to need... What does it do? Conditional branch? What is loop? Creates a portion to be run repeatedly. I don't need that. Oh, well, what if... I didn't even think about that. I can create something to run repeatedly, I could have a skill test that the player has to break the loop. What could I do there? I don't know. Yeah, part of me, looking at, just thinking about it, I'm sorry, conditional branch. If I do floor buttons is off. No, is on. Well, no, self switch. Self switch is off. Else branch. Okay. So I could have apply. I'll just come back to that in a second. I could have these all be self switches, right? Wrong button. Self switch. Get rid of that. I could have all these be self switches, right? So if self switch is off, like this, things are normal. If the player activates it, then but I don't know if that messes up. I don't know if that messes up the I don't know if that messes up the animation. It'll run its own animation when it does its thing, but if I oh boy. All right. Well, let's say self switch is on, right? Okay. Let's go back to the common event. So I'm trying to visualize what I'm looking at here. If self switch A is on, come on. I'm probably going to need to change it to edit. Come on. If self switch A is on, then it needs to, what needs to happen? Control self switches of, control self switch off of the other switches around him, right? Oh. But how do I set that up? Oh. Well, what if it's a movement thing and not a switch thing? Because these switches have animations. So if I have it play the animation instead. Okay, if self switch A is on, then cut. Let's try something else. Set movement root of, let's say, switch 6, since that's the only other one I have named, and we can test that. We want the animation to go, right? Where are you? Animation. Oh, but I don't know. Oh, that's a problem. I don't know if the animation is walking or stepping. I need to look at that. Crud. I don't know. I think I've forgotten if the animation just plays like this, or the easiest way to check that is to go back to Ulta and look at the animals, because they're just randomly walking around. What did I set that up? Walking, stepping, and that's it. They'll just run their animation on their own. Okay, cool. Well, that helps with that problem then. Answers my question. So I can just go back to common event. Walking animation on. Can I do stepping animation on? Will it only work for one of these? I think it only needs to be walking animation. I'm going to test it. I think it only needs to be walking animation. Stepping animation was so that the chicken didn't look like it was gliding across the ground. Well, because then why would it? Crud. I need to test. Unless somebody can tell me which one is the correct way of doing it. I hope you can. Fingers crossed. Moving on. But yeah, if the self switch is on... Oh, I see a problem here. I caught it. If self switch is on and the common event is just going to run for each individual switch, tying the movement route to a specific switch isn't going to work. I would have to do it individually, in which case this solution might work. Or make it more of a generic approach, in which case movement route for this switch is not going to work. All right, back to the drawing board. That movement route. That's not going to work. I need to be able to specify the adjacent switches. Show animation. Oh my god. Yes. It's right there. Oh, and I don't even need... Well, I want to save myself some time with the common event. That's the whole point. But I don't even need that. I can have room switch A. Oh, wait. Different kind of animation. All right. Well, never mind. Back up, back up, back up. And try something else. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Fade out, tint, flash, shake, blah, blah, blah. Play sound effects. I'm definitely going to need that. A little click, click, click. You know what? Let's try it. Let's find a good sound effect for the buttons. Absorb, applause, break, buzzer. Time? No. No. Got to be something like that. I like that one, but maybe not. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Fire, flash, gate. No. I was thinking maybe if it's like a rusty hinge, but no, that's not gonna work. Horse, horn. Nope. Not even close. Key? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. Apply. Good. Save. Oh, this is gonna take some doing. And I'm running, I'm already probably over episode. What else? Thankfully, the tutorial for RPG Maker, when I went through it, teaches you how to move these blocks or the balls, whatever. So it's a simple matter of me going back and looking at it and just doing what the tutorial tells you to. I don't have to worry about figuring out how to move this thing onto this switch. Sliding floor, simple enough. I just move the player around, devise a pattern that they have to get through. Bob's your uncle. The timer here, I mean, I think I saw... this one here. And then over here. And control timer. As soon as they enter the room, start the timer. Right? I can give them... I don't know. Let's say 10 minutes. Just for my testing purposes, let's say 10 minutes. And you stop the timer. Apply. You stop the timer when they walk out of the room. We'll say over here. New. Control timer. Stop. Simple. And then we can just have the buttons that you need to get the door open. Simple enough. What happens if you fail? The game could kick you out, or you could... Game over is probably more likely. That's what I'm thinking. Which means you have to come back. I mean, because if you lose the fight down here against this succubus, it's game over, right? And I need to have some consequences. The pattern room here, you just can't get through the door. The sliding room here, you just can't get the door. I'm going to put a door here. I'm ignoring this one because I might actually just get rid of that. The ball mover down here, you just don't get through it. So having a puzzle that has some kind of consequence, game over, is probably necessary just to give the player a sense of urgency, right? They don't know. Maybe the first time they mess around and is like, oh, nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to get reset. Like if I fall down into one of these holes and then game over the first time. That'll teach you. I don't know why. That'll teach you. So yeah, I think I'll go with game over if the timer runs out. I still don't know. Anyways, that's a look at what I'm working on. That it's going to be a while. This one more than the others, except for maybe battle with the balancing of combat. This one's going to take me a while to get through. Some of the puzzles are super easier to do. This pushing and this sliding one, for sure. Oh, but that's what I've got looking forward to. So we'll end it here. And if you guys have any advice or any puzzles to recommend, I'm open for that. Just leave them in the comments below. So until next episode, I guess. Thank you everyone for joining me. Stay safe, and God bless you.